Yeah, so there's four different measurement and currency providers, and the currency providers that are going towards accreditation right now, and those are Nielsen with their new big data partnership. There's iSpot, there's VideoAmp, and there's Comscore, and they really all have different levels of what they're good at and what they need work on. I think from a Nielsen perspective, they are really good at demo. They're just now integrating their audience part of their currency into their platform, and then you have partners like VideoAmp who are really good at audience, who are starting to get really good at demo. You have Comscore that's really great in the local space and in the digital space, and then you have iSpot that's really good at understanding from a competitive standpoint what everyone is doing.
So it sounds like you don't see them as necessarily direct substitutes for each other, that they may be good for different things, or?
I think at this point they're all good at different things. I think the gold standard would be, in order to get currency accreditation and be relevant from a currency standpoint, I think that they all need to look at what the other partners are doing and understand what they need to do to get to that level to be currency ready.
And so when you get these reports back from these different companies, and you see maybe variations in numbers and how the value of ad transactions are set, like, do you expect these numbers to converge over time, or is it a big concern for you?
Yeah, so I think when we're looking at numbers from different currency providers, we expect that because they're using different methodological philosophies, that they're all going to be different. I think what we want to make sure that's happening is two different things. I think we want to make sure that the numbers, we understand trends over time, and that if they are fluctuating, we understand where those fluctuations are coming from, and that we're comfortable and understand those fluctuations. The other thing is, I think we need to make sure that we're using common sense when we're looking at the data and understanding the data from the different sources. So for instance, we were looking at data from a long tail cable network with one of the currency partners, and noticed that the impressions that they were delivering or that they were showing were way too big to have possibly been delivered. So I think overlaying a rigor of just common sense is going to be really important in the process as well.
Actually, I was hoping you could just elaborate on something. So, you and your buyers, like, how many different things are you looking at in terms of your workflow? Is it just kind of over the top, or are there like dozens of different platforms, dashboards, this and that, or
So,
are you able to somehow manage this, or?
So that is such a great question. My teams manage their inventory out of one major inventory management system.
Okay.
In terms of the buying, tracking, reconciliation process.
Okay.
That's MediaOcean. Right now, not all of these currency tools are integrated into
I
MediaOcean
see.
in the way that they need to be. We're
Okay.
definitely testing this space, and that's definitely starting to happen. But in order for us to be able to transact at scale with these currency partners, where we really need that interoperability in
Okay.
place in order to be able to make sure at scale that we can manage all of our clients' inventory appropriately, so
Okay.
that we're not inhibiting any of the business that our clients need to do.
Right. Okay. So let's see. We're getting toward upfront season. So I was wondering, do you have any predictions for the share that will be taken by different currencies?
Yeah, so I think probably the way we're looking at it is in two distinct ways. We're looking at demo and what is transacted from a demo perspective, and then we're also looking at audience and what we're transacting on an audience perspective.
Okay.
And when we look from a demo perspective, that amount of investment is continuing to shrink, and that's giving rise to the increase in audience investment. And
Okay.
so I think from that standpoint, we'll continue to transact on Nielsen for all of our demo needs. And from an audience perspective, we will continue to move more and more into places like VideoAmp that really have a strong audience capability.
Okay. Well, finally, Jesse, looking ahead, I was hoping you could just maybe tell us, I don't know if you have any other predictions, or if there's anything you'd like to see improved in the coming year by the sellers and the measurement vendors. I know you mentioned integration with Mediation, but is there any other kinds of stuff you'd like to see?
Yeah, so in my mind, I see three distinct areas that I would like to see improved in the coming year. I think the first one is interoperability. We need our tools and tech to talk to each other in a way that's going to be able to, we can manage our inventory and manage our clients' businesses at scale. The second thing I think we really need is accreditation. So in April of 2021, when Nielsen lost its accreditation, that sort of helped to give a fast-paced rise to alt currencies and seriously looking at alt currencies. So I think we can't get away from needing to make sure that anything that we're going to transact on has been validated to a level that we feel comfortable we can transact on it. And then finally, and probably most importantly, we need to make sure that whatever currency provider that we are going to go with, that they are measuring as much as possible of everything that we're measuring. So things for like out of home and sports, things like long tail networks, and most importantly, we need to make sure that we're measuring the people in the right way. So we need to make sure that Black and Hispanic audiences are being properly measured, so we get an understanding of the full population of the U.S. when we're conducting our investments.